What's going on, guys? So I want to go ahead and teach you guys how to read this template. It's going to be a little different, but as soon as I go over it, if you have any questions, just go ahead and just email me. That'd be the simplest way to help you guys out. But we'll start here. So as you see at the bottom, this will be shared with you via Google file or a Google Drive file. You're going to have these 4 tabs here. So it's going to have week 1. This tab here is where you can find your 4 days of training. It's going to have an RPE chart. It's going to have a legend, just in case you forget anything that I say to you. And it's going to have your warm-up tab. So first, I think we should just start with the warm-ups, because that's how you're going to begin your training anyway. So you'll click the warm-up tab. Here it's going to have March warm-ups. At the beginning of each month, I'll go ahead and I'll change that tab just to switch up the warm-ups a little bit. So step 1, we have warm-ups. You're going to perform a supine glute bridge for 8 reps. Here are some cues. So heels closer together, push your heels into the ground and squeeze your butt at the top. Then from the supine glute bridge, you go to a prone bridge or a plank, rock back, T-spine extension rotation. You go ahead and you follow this all the way down through number 8. And right here are the reps that I want you to do per side. To the right, this is where you're going to find all your cues. After you perform 1 round of the warm-ups, from there, you're going to venture to step 2, which is the pre-work. So you have 3 exercises in your pre-work. So first one is a kettlebell or a dumbbell face-the-wall squat. You're going to do that for 8 reps. And then, again, you're going to find your cues right here. So you're going to go ahead, you'll do face-the-wall squat, right to a band pull-apart, right to a side bridge, and perform 2 to 3 rounds depending upon your time. If you have more time, I want you to go ahead and do 3 rounds. If you have less time, do 2 rounds. After you do that, you're going to go step 3, train, and then you go to this week's sheet. So we're on week 1. So we're going to go week 1 right here. So it's going to give you the week here in the top corner just to make sure that you're on the right sheet. So March 1st and March 7th, it's going to give you a focus. So this month's focus is technique and to build a base. And then this week's focus is just to learn the movements and ask questions. So day 1, we're going to do a lower body day. If you go ahead and look here to the left, it's going to have letters. So A, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. So if you see an exercise by itself, I just want you to do that exercise by itself without pairing it with anyone. So with your barbell back squat or your dumbbell goblet squat to a 12-inch box, I want you to do 4 sets of 8 at a 7 RPE. Tempo here, tempo is just going to describe the speed at which I want you to perform the squat. So I'm looking for 3 seconds lowering down to the box. I want you to hold for 2 seconds on the box, and I want you to be really fast on the way up, or 0 seconds on the way up. So that just means be explosive. After you perform your 8 reps, I want you to rest 60 seconds. And again, over here to the right is where you're going to find your cues. All right. After you perform 4 sets of 8 reps on the back squat, then we're going to perform B1, B2, and B3. These here are going to tell you your reps, right? This is going to tell you your tempo, so 3 seconds down for each of these exercises. And from there, you're going to perform B1 through B3 in a continuous fashion for 12 minutes straight. And you're going to keep going for 12 minutes. You just want to record how many rounds that you get. After you perform that, go ahead, get a drink of water, rest a few minutes, and then perform C1, C2, and C3 for 10 minutes straight. And that there will conclude your day 1. And then here you're going to find, if you scroll down, you'll have your day 2 day 3 deadlift, and day 4 upper body. So it's the same exact setup. Just go ahead, read the sets, the reps, and the load. Pay attention to the tempo or the speed at what I want you to perform the exercise at. And if you need any other help, you can go ahead and read these cues. There'll be videos attached to these, so you can just hold down the command button and then just click the video, and a video will pop up on how to perform it. Something that's a little bit different, we did this somewhat before, is just RPEs, but if you need a little refresher on how to read RPEs, you can just click this RPE chart. So for example, day 1, I want you to perform 4 sets of 8 at a 7 RPE. So you come here, The blocks in red represent what RPE it is. So a 7 RPE means the speed was fairly quick, like an easy opener. So the dumbbell or the movement should be still pretty fast and crisp, but we're just working on technique and controlling the motion, making sure we have a good technique. So I don't want to see 8 RPEs coming back or anything from a 9, right? I want everything to be still pretty fairly new since we're just getting back in the groove. Next, when we move on to the weeks ahead, you can just click this legend, and this is going to give you how to read some of the abbreviations that I'll put in here. So the first day we have 4 sets of 8 at a 7 RPE. If next week I write 4 sets of 6 at plus 5 or plus 10, a plus sign with a number means to look back at whatever weight you used last week and add 5 pounds. SW just means to use the same weight you used last week. Abbreviation AMRAP means I want you to hit as many reps as possible in a row with good technique. This goes over how to read tempos. If it says elevate hands, I want you to use chains, goblets, supinated grips, anything that you need or any words that you see in the program that you don't understand, just go to the legend, and this here should give you a clear indication of what I want you to do. So that there basically concludes our how to go about reading the program. What you can do is you can just go ahead, you can go file, print, just bring this with you to the gym. Here in this column where it says load used or RPE, just go ahead and write in there what weight you use for each exercise, and then just do like a dash and just write down how hard the exercise was on an RPE scale from 7 to 10. So you can refer back to the RPE chart. If something is a 7, it's still fairly easy, it's got good speed. If something is an 8, you need to ask yourself, could you have definitely done 2 more reps? That's an 8. If it's a 9, could you have definitely done 1 more rep? And a 9.5 is, could you maybe have done 1 more rep? So just go ahead and fill out your RPEs from week to week, because that's going to give you a good indication of what weight to use per week. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead, email me back, and I'll go ahead and I'll answer any questions that you have for this first week of grit.